Hi students, welcome back for Unit 11, Lesson 2. This is sleep stages. So some of you have been waiting the entire year to learn more about sleep. Here we go. We'll primarily talk about stages of sleep in this lesson, and in the next few we'll cover sleep disorders and dreaming. Sleep and dreams are governed by biological rhythms, and if you think about all the things in our lives that are governed by biological rhythms, things like our sleep to wake cycle, which is also known as your circadian rhythm, are definitely a part of our biology that we cannot control. It's beyond our control. You know, if you try to stay up for several days at a time, eventually your body's going to say enough is enough, and it's going to make you go to sleep. Other things that are on biological clocks. For females, the menstrual cycle is a biological clock. Sleep to wake cycle. We are governed by rhythms and biology. An example of circadian rhythm is around 3 to 5 p.m. we get a little bit drowsy. Our body temperature drops. I like to take a nap. If I had my druthers on a regular basis, about 2 o'clock I get a little bit drowsy. Our bodies are synchronized by this 24-25 hour cycle of day and night, an internal biological clock. So if you remove the sleep and wake cues from an environment, say like clocks, like TV, like sunrise, sunset, researchers have found that we are governed by this 24-25 hour cycle. The reason this happens is unclear. We don't know. The circadian clock regulates our body and prepares us for sleep and to waken. As morning approaches, body temperature rises, then peaks during the day, dips for a time in the early afternoon, and begins to drop again in the evening. Thinking is sharpest and memory is most accurate when we are at our daily peak in circadian arousal. And depending on who you are, you know, if you're a morning person, night person, is going to dictate when you're at your best. Age and experience can alter our circadian rhythms, and most 20-year-olds are evening energized. That's usually true for you guys. And performance improves as they get throughout the day. Most older adults are morning people, and their performance declines as the day wears on. By mid-evening, when the night has hardly begun for many young adults, retirement homes are typically quiet. After about age 20, we begin to shift from later night people to morning people. Women become more morning-oriented as they have children and also as they transition to menopause. Morning types tend to do better in school, to take more initiative, and to be less vulnerable to depression. As we go through here, you'll learn just how important sleep is to us. And so it's important for us to kind of make an effort to get good sleep. All right, our sleep stages look a little bit like this. Stage 1 is when we're just falling asleep. So stages of sleep, that we have 4, and they range from 90 to 110 minutes. The first 3 stages are called non-REM stages, which means there is no rapid eye movement. Stage 1, you're falling asleep. It's a light sleep, and it's governed by theta waves. We know about the theta waves because of EEG machines, and it looks like that bottom picture there. So you might have found this happening to you maybe at times during the school day. You fall into stage 1 sleep. I was never able to get to beyond stage 1 sleep in school because it freaked me out to go to sleep in school. I didn't want to go to sleep in school. Stage 1 is the lightest sleep. As we enter stage 1, our pulse slows a bit, muscles relax, but our breathing becomes a little uneven and your brain waves grow irregular. Our brain waves slow down from an alpha is awake, to slower pattern of theta being number 1. This transition may be accompanied by brief dreamlike images that resemble vivid photographs. Because stage 1 sleep is light, if we are awakened during this stage, we'll probably recall the images and feel that we haven't slept at all. During this transition into stage 1, it's also common for us to experience hypnagogic jerks. So you've probably felt that, where you jerk yourself awake. Those are involuntary twitches that occur as we are beginning to fall asleep, which is the other reason why in school I never fell asleep, because I was always afraid I'd fall out of my chair or something, act stupid. The next 2 stages, stages 2 and 3, also non-REM, remember that they are non-rapid eye movement. If we're not awakened and we stay in stage 1, about 20 to 40 minutes, no more than 40 minutes for sure, then we move into the second stage of sleep. Our breathing and heart rate slows. There's no eye movement during this time. Dreaming is very rare in stage 2. sleeper is quite easily awakened, and its characteristic of it is known as sleep spindles, and so our brain is slowing down. During stage 3 sleep, it's deep, and the brain produces delta waves. Delta is deepest, slowest of the 4 brain patterns. Stage 3 is if you're in stage 3, someone would have great difficulty waking us up. Dreaming is more common in this stage than in any other stages of non-REM sleep, though not as common as in REM sleep. REM sleep is characterized by dreaming. The content of these dreams tends to be disconnected, less vivid, and less memorable than those that occur during REM sleep. This is also the stage during which parasomnias or sleeping disorders like night terrors most commonly occur. After perhaps half an hour of stage 3 sleep, about 30 minutes, we begin a relatively quick journey back to stage 2 to stage 1. After 90 minutes have passed since we fell asleep, now something strange happens and we pass into what's called REM sleep. And yes, it is REM sleep. Here are your stages of brain waves, what your brain looks like as it passes through each one of the stages. So you see alpha waves are relaxed, calm, and light meditation. This is where you're going to be typically when you are in class and you're just kind of like, I'm so bored. Beta waves is probably when you are more engaged in class. Your theta is meditation and deep relaxation. You're beginning to fall asleep, and then the deepest delta waves are your deep sleep. All right, as for REM sleep is suddenly, when we pass into REM sleep, our brain waves suddenly look as though we are awake. So REM sleep brain waves look similar to the awakened brain, but every indication is that we are still sleeping. So suddenly we breathe more irregularly, blood pressure rises and heart beats faster. Brain waves become similar to those of stage 1 sleep. This is a stage called rapid eye movement, also known as REM sleep, because beneath our closed eyelids, our eyes are moving rapidly. The preceding 3 stages are known as non-rapid eye movement or non-REM sleep because our eyes do not move as much during them. Suddenly we breathe more irregularly, as I just said. And if you're one of those that typically does not remember your dreams, this is where you want to say to a brother, a sister, mom, dad, hey, come wake me up when you see that I'm in REM sleep, because then you ought to be able to recall your dreams. It might be difficult to wake you up, but once they get you awoken, you'll be able to recall your dreams. All right, that's an intro into sleep stages. It was really quick. I hope that you remember a few things, like first off, circadian rhythm is your sleep to wake cycle. The things that mess with our sleep to wake cycle: jet lag. If you have traveled across the Pacific or the Atlantic, you've definitely experienced something that's messed with your circadian rhythm. Staying up all night mess with your circadian rhythm. And then the sleep cycle. We'll study this more in class because it's so very much important.